everyone, it's Tracy here, back with another Know How Friday video for you. Today I'm going to be using a couple different Lawn Fawn products. I'm going to start with this Monster Mash set, which is perfect for Halloween. And I'm going to stamp all of the monster images on a piece of Coordination's 110-pound cardstock. I'm just going to stamp as many as I can fit on my block, and I realize now that I should have probably used the bigger block, but that's okay. I'm just going to stamp them a couple different times. And I'm using the Tuxedo Black Memento ink because I'm going to color them in with Copic markers. And I found that this is the best ink to use with your Copics. It doesn't bleed or anything like that. The one thing I do after I stamp these on the Coordinations cardstock is I do hit it with my heat tool just to make sure the ink is dry. So I'll go ahead and stamp the other two monsters. And I am leaving enough space between these so that I can cut them out with the white border around the edge. And then I'm just going to stamp the one other monster that I have, and then I'm going to start coloring them in with my Copic markers. So I finished coloring them and I cut them out. So I can go ahead and set those aside for now. Next I'm going to be taking the stitched party banner die set and the 6x6 sweater weather paper pack, and I chose this orangish pattern paper. There is a slight pattern on it, you can't really see it on the film, but I'm going to be using the smaller banner die, and I'm going to go ahead and adhere that into place with a piece of washi tape for when I run it through my Cuttlebug. That way it won't move on me when it's going through the machine. It's a little difficult with the 6x6 paper pad. I could have cut it down, but I just chose not to at the time. Alright, so I got that one cut out, and then I'm going to cut out the circle that I had before, and I have a piece of this yellow polka dotted paper, and I'm going to do the same thing, adhere it into place with my washi tape, and then run it right through my Cuttlebug. And these dies do fit in the Cuttlebug, the larger one as well as other cutting machines such as the Big Shot. So they work in pretty much any manual die cutting machine. Alright, so now that I have both of those cut out, I'm going to go ahead and kind of lay out my card how I want it to go. So I have another piece of pattern paper. This is also from the same sweater weather paper pack. And then I'm going to stamp the sentiment onto the orange banner. It's the one that says "Sending Monster Hugs," I believe. And I'm going to stamp that with the same Tuxedo Black Memento ink. Line it up right in the center there, or try to, I should say. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and adhere down the background pattern paper first. And this is just a white A2 size card base that I have. And then before I adhere down the banner, I'm going to use some twine. This is also from Fawn. And I'm going to tie a bow on each of the holes. So you just want to trim off enough twine for each side and then tie it into a bow, and I like the bows to be at the top of the banner. And then whenever I do my bows, I take both of the loops and then both of the strings at the bottom and pull them in opposite directions. I feel like that's the easiest way to get your bow to look right, I guess, because I know a lot of people have trouble tying bows, so that's kind of my trick when I do it, is I take them and pull them in opposite directions and then go ahead and trim off the excess, and then I'm going to go ahead and do the exact same thing on the other side of the banner. Alright, and trim those off. And then I can go ahead and adhere down that banner onto the patterned paper or my card front. And I am using my ATG gun for this. It's the best adhesive that I have found so far, and it lasts the longest because I go through it like nothing. Alright, for the circle that I cut out, I'm going to use these they're Best Creation 3D foam squares. These are the large ones. And then peel off the backing on each of them. And then I also decided I needed to put one in the middle just so it doesn't cave in the middle. And then I'm going to place that right in the middle of my banner, right above the sentiment. Alright, so now the fun part is we get to put all these little cute monsters all around my card. And I'm just going to place them out first where I want them before I start gluing them down, just to make sure that I have enough room for all of them. And I'm going to tuck a couple behind that circle that I popped up. That is why I used the foam squares to pop it up. And then I got to squeeze that little guy in there, so I'm going to just move him around a little bit. Alright, now they all fit. So I'm going to use my Tombow Mono Multi Glue and just put a little bit of adhesive on the back of each one. You really don't need much because this is an awesome adhesive and I've never had anything fall off when I used it. So I will do that for all of the little monsters there. You could also use more foam squares to adhere some of those onto your card base, or like glossy accents. You could even use your ATG gun to adhere a little bit behind there. But I just thought this was the easiest way to do it. I just love how cute these little monsters are. And it'll be a really cute Halloween card for a kid or an adult. Alright, and then my last final step, you guys know this is my favorite, is to add some sequins to the card. And I'm gonna skip forward a little bit to gluing this on because it took me a while to figure out the placement of all of these sequins. These are the clear ones that are from Pretty Pink Posh, which are my favorite because they match anything and everything. Alright, so I'll just adhere the last couple of those down, and then that will be my finished card for today. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it and subscribe to my channel. I will see you next time. Bye!